So finally, the long-awaited T6.1 headlight video. So I thought I'd do this video just to try and run you through any questions that you might have about it. And we posted these on Instagram a couple of nights ago, and there was loads of questions. So we thought we'd do a video just to explain them all to you. Closer to the time, we'll do a video on how to fit them, although it's very similar to fitting T6 headlights. If you've ever done those, there's a few extra screws in different places, but very similar, quite easy to do. But I thought I'd just run you through the sequence of these and the design of these, just to show you why we went for this method and also how they compare to a standard T6.1 light, not necessarily in the output, because we all know these have a really poor output anyway, but more in the sequence and the way they work and the function that they do. If I just take you in a little bit closer. So first of all, this is the black version. So instead of going for your kind of copy of a genuine LED style, we thought we'd go for something a bit different in the fact that we'd put the indicator down here to utilise where it is in a standard one. Genuine LEDs, the indicator forms part of that section there, and then that's just blanked off. So that's the lights as they are set now for daytime running lights. You'll see we've gone for this style here, which is kind of very Tiguan-like. I didn't want to go for just another sort of copy of the original one. I wanted to make them a little bit different. So we decided to go for something that was still OEM-ish with the way that these light bars work, with a nice thick, strong LED line that's nice and strong, but they kind of stick proud a little bit like the Tiguan. Just thought it would look really sporty and just finish them off nicely. So the housing here on this one, you'll see it's completely black, and then there's also a chrome version where this is all completely chrome, and the indicator will be down here, the same as the original lights, which I'll show you now. Right, so I have my glamorous assistants with me. I have Joe and I have Mikey. They're going to press some buttons. So just the comparison between the two lights. So here we have the standard OEM headlights with standard bulbs in, and then here we have our new T6.1 style lights. So first of all, we show you the indicators. If you both put your hazard lights on, so you'll see what happens here when you put your hazard lights on. The daytime running light which sits here goes off. That's a legal requirement. So the same happens on here. So what we decided to do was keep the indicator section here like you have here, but it's now LED, so a lot brighter, and also it's sequential and pans out. There is the option just to make this flash on and off. Somebody asked us whether they didn't have to have this feature. So there's a wire on the back of this, you switch the wire, and instead of panning outwards, it will just flash on and off. So there's the standard between the two. Now if you both put your dip beam on, and turn the indicator off. So now you see, this is your dip beam on the standard light, and now your daytime running light's back on this, and there's your dip beam on there. So whereas on your standard headlights, they're just bulbs, you'll see there, we've now gone for projector lenses to just make the light spread a lot better, but also you can now fit an LED because it's behind the projector lens. So currently no concerns with MOTs because you can't see that it's an LED. So these headlights will come with H7 bulbs installed as standard. So the new lights are H7 for dip and main beam, and they now have projectors behind both. This is partly why it's taken us longer to get them out than we wanted to, because we wanted to get this part of it right. So twin projector lenses, dip beam H7, main beam H7, but it gives you the ability to fit an LED bulb in both of these if you wish. Like I said, you don't have to. They'll come with normally Osram bulbs installed at the factory for the dip beam and the main beam. So then if you put your main beam on, your dip beam and your main beam stay on at the same time on these, same as you would on your standard OEM lights. And these are super bright and super white because they're LEDs. So because of the way they work and run through the projector, like I said, they shouldn't, well, current MOT laws, they won't fail an MOT, but equally your beam pattern is correct because the projector's giving the correct beam pattern on the road. So we have our H7 LED bulbs fitted on these that we fit for the T6s. There's no error codes, no warnings, your beam pattern's correct. They just work exactly as they should if you decide to go down that route. So then over here, if you put your indicators on, Mikey, or hazard lights, so you'll see that's your dip and your main and your hazard light on. And then Joe, if you put your hazard lights on there, same again, you'll see everything stays on. So it mimics exactly the same, just with the addition that you've now got a complete LED and you've got a nicer, brighter daytime running light. There you go. So if you turn the main beam off, you'll see the daytime running light's still on, and the outside light, which is the dip beam, is on with the hazards there. And then if you turn the hazards off and now turn the main beam off, so there you go, back to the daytime running light. So if you just turn them back on again, you'll see it's a legal requirement for these to dim slightly. So they just flick off ever so slightly when you put the main dip beam on. If you turn the dip beam off again, the daytime running light becomes slightly brighter again. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. It doesn't help, there's bright sunlight behind me reflecting and glaring. So over here we've also fitted our sequential side repeaters, so you can see the indicator kind of pans around and then follows on along the side repeater as well. Like I said, not to everybody's taste, this sequential indicator, so you can just have it flash on and off, and it's just a simple wire. When we do a video showing you how to install these, we'll show you how to just flick the wire, so this can just switch on and off again. But yeah, we've been out and tested these. The output on them is great. We knew it would be with our H7 LEDs anyway. They don't blind oncoming traffic. They're super bright for you to see. The dip and the main beam staying on, which the T6.1 now does, makes a massive difference. You don't need to do any coding. They literally are just plug and play. Whether you have halogen bulbs or whether they have the LED bulb upgrade, plug and play, and it just works exactly as it should. Yeah, so super pleased with them. I hope you like them too. The other thing to mention, or a few things we get asked, is quite often when you first fit them, when they come out of the box, there is certain signs of kind of condensation, and that will just clear as they acclimatise. So these are built in a factory. Well, to give you an idea, the parts have been ordered for these now. We're in our December. These will be manufactured and ready to ship February, so these should arrive with us in March. So anybody asking question-wise, when will they arrive? It will be around March time. So though these headlights spent their life in a container for the first 6 weeks, and when they come here and then have them fitted, they can take a little while to acclimatise. So if when you first install them you get areas of condensation, that will clear as you use them. It's the heat from the bulbs that clears it. So yeah, the more you use it, the quicker it clears. So importantly, what's the output like? Obviously not everybody's buying headlights just for looks. They're buying them because notoriously T6 and T6.1 headlights have terrible output. So this is the headlights with the LED bulbs installed. Let me just turn the ignition on. So that's just your daytime running light there. So then if I switch the dip beam on, then you can see the output there. So nice, clean, crisp, bright lights the side of the roads really well. Cameras don't always pick it up actually and do them justice, but it's really clear. You can see all the surroundings. It's really bright. It's not, the beam pattern's not high. The projector's given the correct beam pattern, so you're not blinded on oncoming traffic, but you're physically able to see, or visually able to see, so much better. Then if I put the main beam on, you can see, as you see it switch between the dip and the main beam. The dip beam light stays on when the main beam light comes on. Car come in. This will probably help you see how clearly you can see a car. So you'll see as you switch between your dip and your main beam, the dip beam stays on, so it keeps a nice bright focus close to you, and then the main beam lights further up the road and lights more of the side of the roads more. And then going back to the dip beam, you can see still nice and clear. When you fit the LEDs, if you experience any shadows in this kind of lower area down here, you can just turn the LED bulbs with the other lights. LED bulbs are lit two sides, so you can just turn that LED if you need to, so the shadowing point disappears off the beam pattern. Like you can see now, there's no shadowy or flat spots because I've just turned the bulbs afterwards to make sure that the beam pattern is clear and the shadowing points have gone off outside the beam pattern. So you can see that's nice and clear. There we are with the main beam. So massive improvement. As I said previously, this is the LED bulb version. If you'd gone for just the standard halogen bulbs, it's still a big improvement on the output you get currently, because those projector lenses project the light better spread across the road. But for maximum output, then obviously LEDs give the best and clearer and brighter, whiter light without blinding oncoming traffic, without giving you any warning codes, and without giving you any MOT issues because they're behind that projector. Hopefully that video was useful. A few other things we've been asked, obviously price comes up quite a lot. Importantly, how much are they going to cost? So we think currently around £500, same as our crafter lights, very similar technology with the twin projectors in those. That's to be confirmed closer to the time, just depending on shipping costs. The price of containers has gone through the roof. If the prices come down at all, we'll be able to bring the price down. So yeah, around the £500 for the standard light with the H7 halogen bulbs installed, and then there will be LED bulb option upgrades if you require. Our H7 LEDs that we use for T5 and T6 work perfectly, plug and play, no error codes, correct beam pattern, nice bright output. There will be the option to buy that just for the dip beam, or just for the dip and the main beam if you choose to. So yeah, UK price around £500. Will they be available for left-hand drive? Yes, 100% at the same time or within possibly a week. They'll be available in the Transporter HQ depot over in Europe, which is based in the Netherlands, but they'll be able to ship anywhere that's left-hand drive. Anywhere that's right-hand drive, so Australia, the UK, Ireland will ship from the UK. We'll have we can ship them globally. So they're fully E-marked and approved for global sale. They pass all the tests before they even get to this stage. They have to have all those E-marks and approval done before we even get them to sample stage. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how they've came out. I hope you're the same. The design process was quite long and complicated. It took us a lot longer than we wanted to get them to the stage where we could release them, but they needed to be right. They needed to be different, they needed to tick all the boxes, and importantly, because we'd seen how well it worked with the crafters to have the twin projector, we wanted these to have the twin projector as well. And we think it's worked out really well, so I hope you agree. Stay tuned for release dates. We think around March, but I don't want to say exactly until we have confirmation from the factory that they're built and they're on their way to us. As for pre-orders, we won't be doing pre-orders until we physically have a date they arrive, so don't message us and ask if you can pre-order, because the answer will be sorry, not yet. We have a lot of stock coming, so the initial order will go up for pre-order probably a week, 2 weeks before they arrive, but only when we have an exact date for them arriving in the country, so we can get them, send them straight out to you. I don't want to be taking loads of people's money and sitting on them and then them not arriving when we say they do and just disappointing people. So when we're 100% sure we've got an arrival date in the UK at this warehouse, we'll launch them for pre-order. So keep your eye on our Instagram channel and our Facebook channel. We'll post there exactly when we know they're going to go be available for pre-order. So as I said before, closer to the time we'll do a full installation video. We'll show you how you fit them, how you take the bumper off, how you fit the headlights, how you install the bulbs, which is very easy. It's easier to change an LED bulb than it is to change a halogen bulb, but we'll go through that close to the time. We'll also show you how to simply make those flash on and off instead of panning out, as I know some people have requested. They'll come like this out of the box, but it's a simple wire switch, which we'll show you how to do close to the time. So keep your eye on the channel for that. It's worth subscribing, clicking that little bell for notifications so you'll get updates as and when that's launched. Future video coming. It's been one I've wanted to do for a while and we've just not got around to doing yet, but that's the e-grill, which is what's in this van over here. So you would have seen us talk about this and show it on other videos, but the e-grill, which is a really smart feature, so you can have your electric hook up there hidden behind the front of the badge. These are available on our website now for T6 and T6.1, but we're just going to show you some details on how you install them. But yeah, nice, great bit of kit just to finish your van off and not have an ugly charging port on the side of your van. So yeah, currently T6 and T6.1. We're actually working on a new shape crafter version because we've been asked a lot for that. So it needs a few modifications to make it work with new shape crafter. But new bit of tech coming. Hopefully we'll get a video out on that one next week. Hopefully that's all the questions I can think of that you've asked covered. But if you have any further questions, please do comment below. We try and answer everything or reply to as many comments as we possibly can as and when you think of them. So just drop a comment below. If you found this video useful, if you've got a T6.1 order, or you already have a T6.1, you're possibly interested in an e-grill, please do like the video. YouTube likes it, shows it more people. Subscribe to the channel, ring the little bell so you get notifications when more videos come out. And as always, thanks for watching.